Happy Wednesday. Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing today? Hey, Jamie. Hey, Spirit. Miss Blacklisted. Hey, boo. Miss Verna, how you doing, boo? Thank you. Hey, John. Miss Brandy, how you doing? Hey, David. Royal. Darnell. Hello. Erlene. Brittany. Hey, boo. Aaron. Annie. Thank you. I'm great. How you doing? All right, so let's get into this read. Hey JTW. Hey Gina. Hey Stacy. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozen. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, Collective. Hi, Miss Patty. How y'all doing? Let me get y'all flowers. flowers. Uh-huh. Flowers. flowers. Yes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop in my store. All that information is in the description box below or in my bio, okay? So let's get into this read. I'm gonna try to contain my laughter as much as I can, but we don't, you know how that turns out sometimes, right? But I really feel like, so this message for the Divine Collective, okay? Please take what resonates and leave the rest. I strongly feel that you should start to get excited in regards to what is happening all around you, okay? Specifically, especially if you've been an individual that have been susceptible to a lot of harsh realities or experiences. And the reason being I say this is because there's a lot of heat that is on this dynamic right now, friends, family, foes, lover, ex-spouse, however it resonates. And I feel like this is really truly going to help or more so catapult you into your healing space or your healing journey, okay? Specifically because you need to know what's going on. This is how healing takes place. You need to be aware as to what is hurting you so you can heal from it. And that can be spun in many different ways, of course. But saying all that here, learning that these individuals have got caught or they got their hand caught in the cookie jar or they feel trapped. Remember that game Mousetrap? It was back in the 90s, early 90s or so. And it was one of the more popular games where it was an actual, I never actually really got to play the game, but I do remember fondly about the actual commercials that they would play all the time from like KB Toys and Toys R Us and things of that nature. And that game, they really promoted it as much as they could because they wanted people to, of course, play the game. And that's very interesting. Now that something is popping up. So what I'm getting here is that with that game called Mousetrap, it was like you were supposed to catch the mouse or put a cheese on the actual board here, and then this little trap thingy is supposed to trap them in that kind of way. That's what's happening here. They thought that they could eat the cheese and then, leave with no consequences, or they felt like that they would never get caught, or they felt like that they would never get in trouble in that kind of way. But things are showing up very differently, quietly behind the scenes here, and they don't know how to get out of the situation. Now, I feel like the reason why that a lot of heat is on them is because, again, as I mentioned before, if you're not speaking up, there's actually other people that have been speaking up on your behalf. Either you're aware of this or you're not aware of this. But there are a few other people that are speaking up in regards to what took place with you because they realize that the how can I put that? The details in regards to how far they went to more so overthrow you from yourself and more so your life here has put a lot of people in it left a very bad taste or nasty taste in their mouth here. So a lot of people feel guided, or they feel like they owe that to you to speak up in regards to what these individuals have done to you here. So this is why they feel like it's too much heat because of you speaking out or you just doing something differently from the rest here, from the crowd here. You're speaking your truth, or you're doing things that is making you show up in your authentic self here, which is the actual truth. Because the more authentic you are, the more truthful you will come off. You can't hide truth. You can't erase truth. You can't tamper with it. I mean, they can try as much as they can, but the truth is always going to surface when it's time to be surfaced in this way here. So I was in meditation, deep meditation last night, and I heard specifically in a group setting here, they're not supposed to know any of this. And I was in my meditation, I actually chuckled a bit. I laughed because I thought it was very funny that they didn't want you to know in regards to what they were doing to you here, but at the same time, they want to continue doing what they're doing towards you without you being aware of what they're doing towards you here. So I wrote down a couple of things in regards to what my spirit team led me to write down. So I said, so they said, you're not supposed to know any of this. So I said, oh, you mean the plot on the collective's life? You're not supposed to know about that? Or maybe the slander, or maybe the backbiting, or the financial failure setups, or the financial collapse setups here. They want to have an advantage over harming someone, but don't you dare bring that light to the forefront. The moment that they started to dig deep into this hole that they created for themselves here is the moment that they realized that they were the one that set this whole, WHOLE, then HOLE, this whole hole. They set this hole ablaze and they can't get out of this here. So they're feeling like, what could they do, or what could they say, or who could they speak to in regards to getting out of the situation? I say, let them go to the police, or let them go to the nearest precincts here. If they feel afraid for themselves, for their safety, let them go to the police here. You have to allow people, specifically when individuals try to cause some form of harm to you, whether it's a physical, emotional, financial, spiritually, etc., etc. You have to allow people to feel the guilt in regards to what they have done to you, because that is the only way that they're going to learn. If you allow someone to continue to push a lot of harmful things onto you, it's more so you become their enabler, or you allow them to do it that kind of way. And hopefully, I'm not saying it in a negative way, but I still have to be very truthful in regards to, the perspective on this here. You can't allow, or no more, you should allow people to, or enable them to stay quiet in regards to what they're doing to you. They're hitting you. They're abusing you. They're doing all different types of things here to try to make themselves feel like it's justifiable in regards to what they're doing to you here. And that's where they got things messed up. Mary, or not Mary, I think it was Mary. Mary, I'm glad that you blocked that person because that person really showed me who their true identity is, but I'm going to keep it cute today. Yeah, I'm going to keep it cute. I ain't going to put, I'm going to keep it cute. But you're really lucky that my mod blocked you because you have a lot of skeletons in your closet surrounding children. Nathan, what's that person's name? Nathan Albert. But I'm gonna keep it cute. So let's keep moving forward. They're at a loss for words. They're at a loss for words. Normally, when someone is at a loss for words, basically means literally and figuratively here that they don't know what to say. And that's what these individuals are in this point of view or perspective right now. They don't know what to say to get out of this. They don't know what to do to get out of this. So it's basically like, so you, this is how they're perceiving you at this moment. So you tell on us, you're not going to help us out. You're not going to sweep this underneath the rug. You're not going to remain silent in this kind of way. They're very shocked by the turn of events surrounding the actions that you may have taken or pursued in regards to speaking up and out, being more so vocal in regards to what took place here, staying away from them, disconnecting from them, things of that nature here. It's funny that they want to play God in your life, but now that they need the God that they try to play in their life, it's not around. It's nowhere to be found. So his name is Shelly, or Shelly Ann, or Stacia, 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 however you pronounce that. I'm also hearing Sinbad. So somebody feels like their car is, so I'm speaking more from the karmic perspective here, okay? Not the collective at this time. I'm pulling from the karmic's energy. And I feel that they feel that their car is tampered with, or they feel like someone's following them or tailgating them. They're very paranoid here. So they're trying to get out of the city, or they're trying to get out of the state or country, take it how it resonates here. But they're having a hard time maneuvering or migrating somewhere. I'm hearing the word migrate very strongly. And it seems like they're having a hard time migrating from where they currently are without the help of others. So it's like they're asking others for help, people that are not really aware as to what's going on, but the people that they're reaching out for help know that something is off, and they're saying completely no here. And I strongly feel like the reason why they're saying no to helping these individuals here is because when they were gossiping to those individuals, they weren't giving the whole story, of course. But because of how much they spoke about you here, people started to look you up or started to research you here to see what was really the deal here. And as I mentioned before, society loves gossip. It's juicy. It's for some it's very funny. For some it's very entertaining. And people who don't have an entertaining life are going to gravitate towards something or another person's life that they feel can become like a laughing stock or like a laughing show, you know, or a clown show or a circus here. And they thought that they can put you on display as such, and then people can just, so it's like you were paying, just hear me out here, okay? Collective, divine collective. It was like they wanted you to pay for the show that they were trying to exhibit towards their peers or their community setting here. And to be honest, I strongly feel that some may have gotten paid off of this here to watch you slowly decline or decrease or have anguish or have a lot of angst or a lot of anxiety and things of that nature here. And it's really sad. It's giving like back in those older stories that they may have told in regards to like the amphitheaters back in like Greece or Greek history or Greek mythologies here, where like Julius Caesar rode the horse, and they was in this big amphitheater, and he was trying to, I believe, trying to tame the lion, I believe. But they had a lot of spectators that were sitting in this big, you know, big setting here, or the amphitheater here, to kind of see who was going to win. It was more so like man versus beast in that kind of way. And honestly and respectfully here, I strongly feel like that's what they did. They brought out the beast in you, respectfully, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, okay? Or they brought out the lion in you, or the fire in you that was always kept innate within you, or always kept in reserve or on reserve when it was time for you to kind of pull that out. That makes sense? No one's going to mess with a lion that's asleep. They're not. They may... Okay, I'll put it in this way. I feel like some people think that they could beat lions here because of maybe the sleep state that they're currently in. So if they look very docile, or they look very weak, or they look like that they won't do anything until it's time to actually wake that lion up, they will tend to poke and prod at this lion here to wake it up, or to try to see if it could get a reaction. And sometimes, in some cases here, or in extreme cases here, when people continuously try to poke that lion here, they finally wake up the lion or that bear, if that makes sense. And they don't like the after effect or the aftermath in regards to what they have created here. Someone's having trouble with sleeping. They can't sleep. They take something to go to sleep, Ambien or something like that. Someone's being described some form of prescription tablets to go to bed or go to sleep because they're having a lot of horrific dreams or haunting dreams surrounding what they've done to you here. The guilt is eating them alive. They feel like everyone knows what they did to you. Yeah, that's the way it was supposed to be. I mean, again, I don't understand how they're upset at you because it's too much heat on them. You mean the plot on the collective's lives? They didn't want people to know that they were plotting on you, so why not? If anything that pertains to you, I feel like 100%, 1,000,000%, hands down, you should be aware to know exactly what a person is attempting to do towards you. Why not? If you're coming for me, I'm going to use me as an example. If you're coming for me, oh, best believe I'm going to find out what's going on so I can protect myself. I don't give a damn who you are. Because you're not going to try to disadvantage me to make yourself feel better than what you're really not. So that's not going to work for me, if that makes sense. They're trying to erase documentation or paperwork that states that they were involved in this, but it's just too much. It's too much digital footprints and it's too much physical footprints. It's too much evidence. And actually, the more that they try to erase what happened, because again, you can't erase the truth. You can bury it for a little bit. You can hide it for a little bit. But if that truth is so strong, it's going to come out when it needs to come out. So, you know, they're trying to delete all of the paperwork, physical paperwork and digital paper footprints here in regards to their parts in this here. And it's not working. It's just incriminating themselves even more. Damn if you do, damn if you don't with them. You're not dealing with smart individuals. Again, that's why they have to work in groups. You standing by yourself with your spirit team, your spirit guides, your ancestors, God, Jesus, universe, source, however resonates in your story here. It's just you and that energy that's guiding you to do certain things here. And they still can't understand. They still can't understand how they got themselves in this predicament or situation. They still don't even understand your gifts. They don't understand your smarts. They don't understand your intellect. They don't understand it at all. And that's what's also tripping them up, because how are you knowing things that you should not know? How is this possible? Again, if someone is asking you a question in that way, do they truly believe in God? Yeah, I'm going there because I can. Do they? Because if they believe in the same energy or entity that you believe in, then they should know that this would have some serious consequences to their actions. Ask the right questions. And don't be afraid to probe deeper than just surface level. Because most narcissistic idiots or derelicts don't want you to go below surface level. Everything they do is surface. The moment that you're able to penetrate or go below the surface level is the moment where they feel that they're in trouble. They feel challenged. They feel exposed, and many different other ways, of course, here. You are allowed to question things. I highly advise you to definitely make sure that you go deeper than what they're saying here, because that's where all the meat of the bones are in regards to the lies that they keep trying to cover up as truth. Identity is in reverse. Now people see them in their true identity, their raw identity, which is the inauthentic part of self. And they can't handle the fact that people are seeing them in a false light or false reality. That makes them sick to no end. in a lot of trouble. Basically is what I can sum up here. They're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble, that to the point where they don't want to do this anymore with you. They can't beat you. They can't get rid of you. They can't take you out. They can't lie on you. Well, what else is there to do in regards to them or from their point of view? What else can they do? What else can they do? we they got the wall here. Wall is in reverse. There's no protection surrounding the lies that they spoke. Man, I think what really put the nail in the coffin here is that because they did it to other people, but maybe not as extreme as they done it to you here, is what gathered other people to awaken as to how dark that they truly can be, specifically towards their own. So take it how it resonates. If it's a part of a family dynamic here, they're realizing just how barbaric and how dark this family dynamic has decided to go or turn against you because you refuse to listen. You refuse to conform. They want you to conform to outdated belief systems that they're not even following. They want you to conform to outdated belief systems that they're not even following. The things that they want you to do, they wouldn't even do for themselves or towards themselves. Make that make sense. You truly don't understand the power of your voice or your tongue or your words. Take it how it resonate, divine collective. Excuse me, take it how it resonate. Somebody eating a sirloin steak. Every time I come on here, y'all always eating something good, okay? But I'm tasting a sirloin steak with mashed potatoes and some green beans. Maybe that's your dinner last night. I don't know, child. But it looked like, it looked good, okay? So we have the eel here. And the eel represents shock. The turn of events is shocking. Not to you, because you've seen it a mile away. You know what's going to happen. And they didn't believe you. And I think that's why they went the extra mile, because they thought that you were lying, or they thought that you were pulling their leg. You warned them not to do this. You warned them that if you continue with this, it's going to be some serious consequences that nobody's not going to be able to get out of. And they didn't believe you at all. They didn't. That's okay. They believe you now. Now they want a truce. Now they want peace. The only way these individuals or these riffraffs will receive peace is when they acknowledge the chaos that they created. That's the only way they're going to get peace. And if they don't acknowledge or take accountability for what they've done, they're going to sit in this guilty, conscious, guilty state for the rest of their days. For the rest of their days. And that's going to make them very, very, very sick. Very, very, very ill. It's too much heat, but they adding oil to the fire. It's too much heat, but they're adding grease to the fire. It's too much heat. They can't stand the kitchen that they create, or they can't stand whatever they created in the kitchen. They don't make sense. And to add even more insult to injury, it's you, the last person or the least person that they would ever expect to be the one to bring their whole foolish sandcastle of illusions down. Because to be honest here, a sandcastle can only be, it's a temporary thing when you go to the beach, right? Because sometimes when the water or the tides are high, and depending on where you may have created that sandcastle here, the water can come in and completely destroy what you have built. And that's what is happening here. Their foundation was never solid. It was false. Their foundation was never strong. It was very weak, but it was weak on the backs of other people. So the moment that they stood on the backs of other people and that person that was holding the foundation finally slip, or they break, or they buckle, they just get washed away. This is figuratively, metaphorically speaking. They get washed away, and then they just hitch another ride on another person who can sustain them, or to make sure that they're able to get to the next level. That is not how to live life. I highly advise you not to live life off the backs of other people. I mean, you're going to do what you want to do. But I highly advise you not to do that, for whoever that resonates for. So the moment that you stood up because you were the most sturdiest or the most strongest out of all of them, and the moment that you realized that this was nothing but a game, a really effed up checkers game that they were playing, and you stood up, is the moment that they realized that they could have never beat you to begin with. And I feel like that's a really hard pill to swallow. Oh well. So now their life is in shambles. They feel like their life has been taken away from them. Oh well, they feel like their freedom has been taken away from them. They feel like their community of falsehood has been taken away from them. They feel every intricate part of their lies or their false realities has been taken away from them, and they don't know how to fix the parts or fix the story. What y'all having for breakfast? It's like, oh, okay, and I can't pay my bills, and people are against me, and people are after me, and people are this and people that, but that's what they wanted for you. So fair exchange ain't no robbery. Fair exchange is not robbery. I learned that from the last person I was with. I called that person brass teeth, right? For the ones that are new here, brass teeth always had fake gold in his mouth, and that man was a menace to society. The last person I was dealing with. And that was the most fondest thing that I can remember of that person was his brass teeth. So I called him brass teeth, right? It wasn't real gold. That MF wasn't worth a damn, okay? It was not worth a damn. Oh man, we all know brass turns, right? That's why I call it brass teeth, because every time you did something, it always would turn my stomach, or I just, yeah. But anywho, we have mushroom here, okay? Mushroom, things are growing too out of control. It's spreading like wildfire. Your story is spreading like wildfire. Why or how is it spread like wildfire? Because you're not the only one that went through this. So it's becoming more of a teachable moment towards society, or more so the collective here, that you are not the only one, or more so you don't have to go through this by yourself, if that makes sense. So because you're spreading awareness, or you're letting people know in regards to what's happening here, it's starting to spread like wildfire. Somebody could listen to Mariah Carey. Or Mariah Carey could be your favorite artist. Ben Landry says on Instagram, you can polish a turd like brass, but it's still a turd. It's the truth. And they're watching you closely, quietly, but afraid, and trying to figure out how is it that you're doing this here. They don't understand. They don't understand at all. They don't understand spiritual laws. They don't understand universal laws. They don't understand any laws. And if you break universal laws, That's going to manifest into your mundane reality. So if you're doing things that you know that you shouldn't be doing and you're going against the grain, why would you not think, and I say this generally speaking, why would you not think that they wouldn't come back to get you, to harm you, or whatever the case may be? They thought they weren't invincible because they thought they were God. Let's call it what it is. They thought that they were invincible because they thought they were God. That's what it is. And they're truly learning that they can't play with you. They learn they can't play with God, divine, Jesus, universe, spirit, Buddha, Krishna, ancestors, whatever, however. Remember, some people make titles very trendy. So just because they have a certain title towards them doesn't mean that's who they are. The moment that you stripped away their title is the moment that you realize that these individuals really had nothing to begin with. They were married to their title. Mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, whatever. Friend, foe, whatever, however. The title is what made them feel important. But you stripped that away from them. So what's left? The vulnerability that they can't even handle. They can't handle their own vulnerabilities. They can't handle the rawness of themselves. They're literally running away from self. They're running away from you because you ain't backing down from them heifers. And they're running away from themselves. So if a person runs away from themselves, what do they have left? Think about that for a second. If they can't connect with self and they're competing against themselves, well, what do they have left to stand on? Nothing. They have nothing left to stand on. They can't stand by themselves. They can't stand with themselves. They don't even know how to do it. They don't even have a manual. And I know we're not born with manuals. I feel like life is experience, or experience is life. That's how you get the manual of life, by experience. And their only experience, or their only point of view, or very diluted point of view, was very limited. So someone that has a very limited visibility on how they perceive life, how do you think they're going to get far? How did you think they were getting far? Off the backs of other people that made it far or attempted to make it far. Because some people attempted to make it far, but when they realized that they had a certain light, meaning you guys, you have a certain light to you here, they wanted to latch on here, they did everything to extinguish and dim the light. I.e. when you're watching news, or you're watching or listening to the news, or watching TV or whatever. This person was such a beautiful person. They had a light to them. It's a pattern. Pay attention to the pattern. Oh, they would give the shirt off your back. They were so genuine. They had the warmest smile. They were so beautiful within themselves. Pay attention to the patterns. Pay attention to it. And the more that you're able to see past the noise and ignore the noise, and you're finally able to get into a space of quietness or stillness, that's where the real truth hides, or that's where the real truth thrives, in silence, in this particular point of view. I'm going back to Crash Bandicoot. Y'all know that's my favorite game. It was on Crash Bandicoot #1. There is a specific level, either level 1 or level 2, or island 2. But it was a firefly. If you remember Crash Bandicoot, and there's a specific level on there where Crash had to rely on the firefly to get him to the end. And as he was going through that actual level there were different types of enemies that were there. There were boxes that he had to check. Sometimes he had to make sure that he jumped on the checkpoint, so that way if something, if he messes up in the game, there's a checkpoint that where he can begin again, if that makes sense. And I feel like that you were the firefly in these individuals' lives. And the moment that they were taking too long, or the moment that they were doing a lot of negative things towards you, you flew away. And you should. And you can. Don't allow no one, and I'm going to keep saying it, don't allow anyone to extinguish your light. They're trying to extinguish it because they don't have what you have. And they want to do anything possible to ensure that you don't have what you have. So if they don't have it, you can't have it. That's not how you live life at all. Spider. They're caught in their own web of darkness. I'll even use that as an example. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is my own personal perspective. I've never actually seen a spider create a web. I've never sat down verbatim and watched a spider create a web. I have not. But in the morning, let's say it's nighttime and you're sitting outside, whatever, and then morning time comes around, you see this big, beautiful spider web. You be like, dang, where that came from? I feel that's how spiders operate. You can't see it until it's finished, or you can't see the finished product until it's finished. Spiders have to be very strategic, specifically when they want their food, right? When it comes to flies and little insects or whatever, however here, they have to be very strategic in regards to how they're going to secure this food. Because if they're out in the open with their plans here, which is why the spider web is very translucent. Sometimes you don't even know what's there until you walk right into it. And then when you walk in, you be like, oh God, I don't like that feeling. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, I don't like that feeling, that silky spider webby feel. I know, I'm sorry. It don't feel clean. But, you know, to just make that as an example here, they thought they knew you. They did. And you were that spider, hidden in plain sight. And it don't take long, evidently, it don't take long for a spider to create an elaborate web. I don't know how long it takes, hours-wise, I don't know. But if you, let's say you outside sitting on your step or sitting on your porch or sitting on your chair or whatever, however, and you just enjoying the night and you go in, the next one, the same spot that you're sitting in, you see a spider web and it'd be big and it'd be so intricate and so delicate in regards to the structure of the actual web that it created. You'd be like, I was out here last night. I didn't see that spider web. You don't know the spider's moves. You don't even know how intricate or how detailed the web is going to be until after it's done. And then that's when you can see it all in its glory and all in its greatness. That's you. So to be honest, because they didn't know you, they thought that they had complete control over the situation. Wrong. A spider never shows its hands or its legs or whatever the hell it got, child. It don't show it at all until it's done. So now they're caught in your web of truth, not lies. You don't speak lies, you speak truth. So now they're caught in your web of truth and they're trying to figure out how to get out of it. I'll even go deeper. When a spider finally catches a prey, let's say a fly, do you see how much energy that the fly has to exert to try to get out of the web? Sometimes when the fly flies directly right in the middle, which is like the bullseye points of the actual spider web, it takes a lot of energy to exert to ensure that they're able to get out of this. And 10 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, they're not able to get out of the web. Think of yourself as that spider. Yes, and the spider immediately attacks. Yes, that is so true. Jamie Knows states on YouTube, the spider immediately attacks because it realized that it got a prey, or something is attached to its web, and it needs to ensure that it enforces its agility, or more so its fast response, to ensure that they're able to secure this prey for dinner, breakfast, or whatever the case may be. They fell into your trap or your web of truth. They did. And they can't blame you for that. They're the only one that can blame themselves because they knew you were speaking truth. They knew that, which is why they stood away from you. They did it behind your back because they knew how truthful you were. So they thought that they could try to set you up with your truth or try to set you up against your own truth. How would that work? So collective is speaking truth, nothing but truth, can prove the truth with substantial facts surrounding the truth, and they're trying to use your truth against you. How would that work? Can we please make this make sense? How would that work? Anybody? How would that work? What could they possibly say? Yeah, they're telling the truth. And that's it. What can you say? There's no but, there's no and, there's no any other thing. The truth is what it is. Is what it is. Could be family, like I mentioned. Dirty family that don't give a damn about you, and you don't give a damn about them. Well, they set this up. They made me do it. You can't make anybody do anything that they don't want to do. Hear me and hear me well when I say that. That's a form of manipulation that they use to ensure that they can keep the upper hand. I made you fall into my web of truth when you knew specifically that I was always speaking truth since day one. Make it make sense. So now it's your fault that they're in this predicament, but yet they're the one that is doing the lies or speaking the lies or projecting the lies. Y'all are not the same at all. Your frequency and your vibrations are completely different. It's on two sides of the spectrum. You're on the truthful side, they're on the lying side. Truth and lies cannot come together. It won't. It's always going to clash. And history repeats itself in regards to its experience surrounding truth versus lies. It always clashes. Look at the people that speak lies. Look at their behavior when someone discovers that they're speaking a lie. Look at the type of foolishness that they do when someone catches them in a lie. Look what they're doing. The patterns are there. The proof is in the pudding. The lies that they keep portraying as truth is right in front of people's faces. So I'm hearing Polish. You may love Polish food. Thank you. Thank you, Mad Max. You may love Polish food or kielbasas. I believe that's Polish. If it's not, correct me. I can take it, okay? But I'm seeing kielbasas and bratwurst, okay? Maybe you like to cook that on the grill. Maybe you make your own, okay? You could be from Alaska. Maybe you are a fisherman in Alaska. That's very specific. There's something about, I believe it is a certain type of whale. The Inuits, I think it's Intuits. I think that's how you pronounce it. The Intuits or something like that. I'm also hearing Iceland, Graceland, Czechoslovakia. I'm here in Chicago. Someone's learning how to tie ropes. You may have been in the Coast Guard, because they did. I was in the Coast Guard, and I remember them teaching us that in boot camp. Teaching us the different types of holes that you with ropes, loopholes, and all the different types of ways you can create. Yeah, I remember that, but that's what I'm seeing now. I'm also hearing the group Slipknot. I think that's a rock group. Slipknot, Slipknot is who I'm hearing. Slipknot. I'm also hearing Dimetap and Ambersol. I don't know if those things are still available for purchase, but that's what I'm hearing. Ambersol and Dimetap. I think the funny part about them being trapped in your truth, the web of truth here, is that when the spider finally catches its prey, it's very noticeable. So when a fly lands on the actual web, you see like it's much more noticeable than the actual full web, if that makes sense. So it's like the spider creates much more web, or produces much more web, where you may actually see it white on the actual web. And then this is when you know that the spider has successfully caught a prey here. And that's what's happening here. Soulless individuals that betrayed themselves. Soulless individuals that betrayed themselves. That can't leap anywhere, that can't move forward, that can't move back. They can't do anything but just sit there. Someone loves snow, or you could be moving to an area where snow frequents a lot, because I keep hearing let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, the winter outside is frightful. I think that's Bing Crosby, I think. Help me out. Or Frank Sinatra. One of them. I don't know, child. One of them. I'm hearing let us know, let us know, let us know, okay? I think that's Bing Crosby. Yeah, it's St. Karma. Girl, I'm with you. I don't want no cold weather either. I can't stand the cold, child. Oh, Lord. Karma with STD. Okay. Somebody loves New Edition. There's a lawsuit surrounding STD. I made that video maybe about 2 years back, and now it's playing out in real life time now. There is a lawsuit, a huge lawsuit that's coming around in STD for someone spreading it maliciously. Sudden changes. They're trying to hook you into this, but it's not going to work because, you know, you're clean. You don't have anything. They feel like because you exposed it or you spoke up about what they were doing here, they feel like you have something to do with it. You didn't have anything to do with anything. You just told the truth. Just because you told the truth of something doesn't mean that you were a part of that. You may have seen something, you're like, you know what? That's not right. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to say something. That doesn't mean that you were a part of it. You just saw it for what it was. It's not right, so you're doing something different. I don't understand these individuals. Someone loves pineapple, or you could be making a pineapple pie or a pineapple cake or pineapple upside down cake. I'm also seeing truffles. So you could be a baker, or maybe you are up and coming baker, or you're wanting to have your own bakery shop. I see muffins, I see donuts, I see croissants, I see bear claws. I just see a whole lot of different pastry desserts, okay? They can no longer focus on you because they need to focus on themselves. But because they don't have the time, the energy, or the time span to focus on themselves here, they're self-destructing, which is what is needed for change to happen. Sometimes people have to hear, or sometimes people have to feel because they refuse to hear. Sometimes some people have to feel because they refuse to hear. Got Cancer here. Take how it resonates. And you know what? Shantae Brown states on YouTube, and I agree with you. They're absolutely case studies. They are. case studies into the world of dark psychology, case studies into the world of narcissism, but the darker aspects of narcissism, case studies surrounding sociopaths, and all those other, things. I agree. And most people tend to sweep this underneath the rug because that is mainly what a lot of people are going through or struggling in society. They want to praise the lies and shun the truth. They want to praise the lies and shun the truth. But if the truth never existed, then why is it available for us to be able to speak the truth? If the truth never existed, or that don't exist, or that never happened. So where did it stem from then? Where did it stem from then? Everything is the opposite. There's one way or another way. Without truth, there'll be no lies. Without lies, there'll be no truth. Without a top, there won't be no bottom, etc., etc. Without a left, there won't be no right. Everything has a polar opposite. That's in the spiritual law. That's universal law. Law of polarity. Look it up. Really, truly, look it up. That's one of those universal laws that they keep going against. Law of polarity. And they can't understand or comprehend why they're in this predicament. That's why I be trying to say, make it make sense, man. If it don't make sense, that's okay. It don't make sense. But don't push a circle into a square and then tell me that makes sense. That would never make sense. Siblings running away from you. Oh, well. Oh, well. They're heartbroken that you went against the family dynamic. Oh, well, we don't give a flying F. Okay? We don't care. How could you do this to us? You ain't supposed to go against us, but they went against you. So what's the issue? You going against me when I didn't do nothing to you, and you mad at me because I go against you for you doing something towards me? Make it make sense, man. Please. Please make this make sense. I'm losing my home because of the collective. I don't have a job because of the collective. I can't get myself in order because of the collective. What does the collective have anything to do with the riffraffness in regards to what they portray on a day-to-day, a daily thing that they do? What does their failures have to do with you? You're the successful one. And success can be spun in many different ways, but you are, or soon to be, the successful one in this whole dynamic, in this whole situation. It's always funny that a failure, you have to call it like it is. These are failures. It's what it is. Who cares how they feel? They don't care about how you feel. So to hell with how they feel. They're failures who don't know their front from their back, who don't know what to do when trouble comes around, because that's all they are, is trouble. That's all they push out is trouble. Imagine they're creating trouble, but they don't know how to get out of trouble. They're creating the situation, but don't have the antidote to get out of the said situation that they're creating for themselves. Make it make sense. Sibling heartbroken because family members are sick. Oh, well. You decided, karmic sibling, you decided to go against the divine collective because you wanted to listen to karmic mommy or karmic daddy, karmic friend, karmic cousin, karmic granny, karmic granddaddy, whoever, however. They were told not to go against the family by any means necessary. Okay, cool. Well, now you're going to have to sit and ride off into the dusty sunset with the decisions, the foul decisions that you make. Karmic sibling. You're responsible for yourself. We are responsible for ourselves. And I will definitely put me first before I put anybody first. Hey, that may not be, it is what it is. I'm going to always put me first. Because if I don't come first, I can't help anyone how I want to help. That makes sense? I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do if I don't put me first. Put you first. To hell with what other people say. Put you first. An example would be if you constantly keep, if you are the one that's the breadwinner of the whole connection, right? Or the whole situation. And they know this and they keep coming towards you to ask for money, and you keep just giving money away because it's so-called family or friend here. Well, when it comes time for you to pay your bill or to do whatever, what money or what asset do you have so that way you can ensure that you can pay your bills if you consistently just giving? It could be financially, it could be emotionally, it could be physically, it could be mentally, it could be psychologically, etc., etc., etc. Pour into you first. To hell with them. We don't care about them. Pour into you first. First and foremost. Because the same person that keep asking you for money, when it comes time for the tables to turn around, you say, hey, can I have $20 or $100? I ain't got that. I don't got that. Oh, you won't believe the collective asked me. And then they will use that against you. The vulnerability or the niceness or the kindness that you gave to them. Now they're trying to use that against you. Oh, I thought they had money. Oh, I thought they were big money. I thought they can take care of themselves. But yet they're excluding the part where they keep continuously asking you for things, but they won't let people know about that. These are, baby. Oh, goodness gracious, child. They're very tiresome. They're very tiresome. And I can understand why some people actually end up mentally unwell dealing with these type of individuals here. Because all they bring is nothing but chaos and filth. That's all they bring. There are some individuals here. There was a woman that I am following on TikTok, and she says she developed breast cancer. But it wasn't until she left her husband or ex-husband here that she started to get better. And she said she didn't realize, because everything is energy. Everything's energy. She didn't realize the amount of tumultuous energies that her ex-husband kept pushing onto her, and it made her very ill physically. It really made her ill. So when she decided, you know what, I'm sick right now, I need to separate myself, the ex-husband wasn't helping her at all. So when she separated, she's in remission, like it never even existed. She gained back the weight, her hair grew back, she looked so vibrant, she looked so good. And she didn't realize until after she left her ex-husband that person was the one that was causing her cancer. That's a real thing. Some people are just around you to make you physically sick. And in the moment that you get sick, they just leave you there because their job is done. And that's not fair to you. Some people get strung out on things or addictions here because of you being around negative individuals. That's what they want. Could be a Pisces. Take it how it resonates. That's emotionally exhausted, however it resonates. If you won't let if you would not allow just any old body in your home, like your physical home, take that into consideration when it comes to your energetic space as well, too. If you're not just going to let any Tom, Dick, or Harry, or Mary, or Percy, or whoever, or Derek, or whoever in your home, your actual physical home, then why would you allow just any old body to be around you, period, if that makes sense? Or energetically, if that makes sense. The same rules apply to your home, your actual physical home. It should apply to yourself as well, too, because you have to live within yourself, if that makes sense. And you have to make sure that you protect your soul or the energy that you carry within yourself, so that way it don't get depleted, it don't get destroyed, etc., etc. It's very important. Because there's nothing weak about you, period. I don't give a damn what they say. There's nothing weak about the Divine Collective. Clearly. We see who the big dogs around here. We seeing it. They see who who's truly the big dog here? It's you, boo. Step into your power. Step into your position. And your position is of you, of self. Step into that. And be unapologetic about it. To hell with them. Could be a Libra. Take it how it resonates, okay? Take it how it resonates. You could be a Libra. They could be. Tell me about this Libra. What's going on with this Libra? We have roots here. Okay. So if you are a Libra or you're dealing with a Libra, however it resonates, it's like you push this person back to the origin of their traumas and they can't handle that. You push them so hard or so forcefully back into their traumas that they're stuck in their traumas. They're so afraid to express their traumas. They're so afraid to express what they did to inflict trauma onto other people. And that's a very dangerous place to be in. When you can't maintain, or when you can't deal with, or when you can't heal your traumas. They want to out of themselves, if that makes sense. Because the trauma live within yourself. And there's certain aspects of self to where the trauma could be so extreme from what you went through that most people tend to suppress it down. Well, then how are you going to fix it or heal it if you keep suppressing it? You have to allow it to come up, to face it head on, to heal it so that way it won't affect you moving forward. Sometimes this is the reason why some people are stuck, because of the traumas that they may have experienced. And if you want to be your authentic, raw self 100% to 1,000,000%, you're going to have to face some traumas, boo. I know, because I did it and it wasn't easy. But was it rewarding? Yeah, because now I don't have to deal with those traumas again. Now I can fully grow or continue to grow into a place or to a space that I feel works best for me. But it wasn't until I faced the traumas head on, I was like, you know what? Dang, yup, that happened. Was it a hurt piece? Yeah, it was. But it made me to who I am today. So I hope that makes sense. You're so deserving of a great life. I'm going to keep saying that till it sticks. Divine collective, specifically, divine collective. You're so worthy of a great life. You are. And I hope that you can see that. Stop allowing naysayers who never ever walked a mile in your shoes, shoot, not even 10 centimeters in your shoe. They never walked a mile or a day in your shoe. They can't tell you anything about yourself. Hell, they can't even tell you anything about themselves. Someone that has never, ever, ever had Chinese food. And they want to tell you, oh no, you shouldn't eat that because have you tried it before? No, then they can't say nothing about it. People with no experience, stay quiet. You have no experience, then you don't have a right to speak on something that you have no experience about. They want to make themselves look better than something than they are, they're not. Make it make sense. This is why some of you guys, including myself at the time, were in very toxic cycles, because you had to break the trauma, you had to break the traumatic cycle. You got to break things down that is not best or wise for you. Break it down like a box. Is this box too big for your home? Do you want to keep living in a box? Break down the box and live outside of the box. Does that make sense? You can't tell me how to ride a bike if you've never ridden a bike before. You can't tell me how to drive a car if you've never driven a car before. You can't tell me how Thailand is or Mexico is or California is if you never step foot there. And even so, even if they step foot there, that's still their own personal experience. Learn to live through your own personal experience. That's the best lesson that you can learn from your own personal experience, not theirs, not others, yours. Somebody listen to DMX. So we got anger issues and we have depression. Okay, and I'll bite. So Earth Angel states, they act like I'm not allowed to be upset about my adopted parents passing before I was 21. You have every right to feel how you need to feel. If you felt that that was very traumatic for you in the experience that you've experienced, then that is your right. Whatever you experience, I can't tell you, oh, you should feel that way. Especially if I've never experienced what you experienced, that is your experience. That is your right. Most times when people say things like that, or you shouldn't feel that way, or you shouldn't be this way, it's because they don't want you to get to the bottom as to why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. That's a part of trauma, or trauma cleaning, trauma cleansing, trauma healing, that they don't want you to do. Because the moment that you start to heal your traumas, well, then you're going to realize that the things that they were saying is not true. It's false. It's fake. It's a falsehood, a false ideology. That's how they live life, under false pretenses and false ideologies. And I'm telling you, for the next 20, 25 years, I highly suggest for you not to live under anyone's false realities or falsehoods or false pretenses. Never allow anyone to steer you when you can steer yourself. You got all the tools and resources that you need in order to steer yourself or to guide yourself. That's where source, that's where spirit, that's where God, that's where Jesus, universe, Krishna, Buddha, ancestors, however way y'all do y'all thing. That's where that energy comes in. Not flesh, spirit. Hey, Compton, hey, California, California, no doubt about it. Hey, California, no doubt about it. In the city of Compton. Hey, Compton, let me give you some flowers, boo. Hey, boo. We keep it rocking. Hey, boo. Hey, Texas. Oh, man. Y'all brighten my day. Y'all do. Let's see what else. Let's say toxic family, okay? Toxic family and liar, okay? I cannot. Oh man, they really lied their way through life. That's a really big risk to take. Specifically if they have age or they're older in age, to go through life living a lie, man, that's dangerous, because what happens when the lie is finally lifted and the truth is now at the top and the lie is at the bottom? That's going to scare anybody. Tower moment. That's going to put them in a tizzy and a frenzy. Oh my God, no. Wait, no, that's not the truth. No. I don't know. It's very sad. These are the type that show off their lies. They have to show off their lies. A truthful person don't show off truth. It's just there. It speaks for itself. Truth speaks for itself. Not lies. They have to speak for the lies to stick, but not with truth. So when they, oh, you a show off, you this, you that, and you're not any of those things. You just live a life. You just, you. But it becomes a threat to the lies that they continuously have to keep showing off. Oh man. Jealous. Jealous of you because you can speak truth. That's a real thing. Someone can be jealous of you because you're speaking truth. How is it that you could be so confident speaking truth? It's not that hard, or maybe it is. For me, it's not. I want to live a very peaceful life. I don't want no lies around me. I don't want to live in lies. That's me. That's my own personal perspective on how I see life. I don't want anything hidden from me that surrounds me. I want to be aware of everything that is around me so I can make the best decision for myself. So if I see that you're lying, or if I see you're doing things that can potentially put me in harm's way, I don't want no parts of that. I wash my hands clean. I don't want no parts of that. And that is my right, and that's your right. And they can't understand that. Oh, well. How dare you leave us in this lie? You created the lie because you were living the lie. And to add more insult to injury, they wanted that lie to stick. They thought that lie was the truth. That's how deep they were in their illusion. Could be a Leo, take it how it resonates. That's how deep they were into their lies. They needed other people to corroborate their lies so they can stay in their lies, in their illusion of lies. You are a threat to them because your truth shatters their lies. Your unfiltered truth shatters their lies. And if they do speak truth, which is very, very seldom, it's still filtered. They don't even give you all of the truth. They give you half truth. Half truth meaning there's half of a truth mixed in with lies. That's what makes their 100% half of truth with half of lies. That is not truth. That's still lies. Well, why won't you tell me the whole thing? Oh, because and their famous line is, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Oh, okay. But yet they're doing this behind your back. Make it make sense, man. Please. Make this make sense. Make this make sense. Burnt out by their own lies. Okay. How you gonna blame someone that's speaking the truth and blame them for the reason why that they're going through? Oh, they don't. This world is so backwards, man. Who made this world like this? No, for real. Who did? Who made this world like this? That lies is okay. Lies is trendy. Lies is the thing. You know, you should. It's not. Who made this? Who made this way? Because this is complete malarkey and garbage. And I refuse to live my life in a lie. I don't give a damn who you are. You got Sagittarius here. Low vibrational, take it how it resonates. That's burnt out. A Leo. A Leo could be working with the Sagittarius. Take it how it resonates. You may have family members that are Leo or Sag, or you could be the Leo or Sag. Again, take it how it resonates. But toxic family came out. All the things they tell you not to do, they're doing it behind your back. Oh, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. And when they feel that their lies are slipping, then they want to put you where they are so that way they can continue with their lies. No, I'm not living anybody's lies. I'm not carrying anybody's lies. I'm not going to even hold your lies. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. They risk their whole life to stay in lies and then want to compete with you with their lies. Of course they're going to be blown out the water if you speak in truth. Of course. And once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. No matter how you may try to go back to sleep or go back into a slumber, once you awake, that's that. You can't hide from truth. That's what they tried to do. They tried to hide from your truth. All the while trying to use their lies to destroy your truth. Again, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I need you to follow this lie. We got to stick together. You want other people to stick together when you're speaking lies? Do you know how detrimental that could be for a person or a group of people when you stick to a lie? And then you constantly having to keep adding more lies on top of that lies? I don't want to be a part of that. Misread signs, humiliation. Yeah, they misread you. They misread you. Big time. Oh, don't speak to the collective. They speak truth. That's a bad thing? Because that's how they're portraying it towards other people. You speaking truth is a bad thing. Oh, it's going to get me caught up. Then don't do the fucking thing that's going to get you caught up. Life could be truly that simple. It's a lack of commitment and judgment. Yeah. Break it down. Listen to me. Break it down. No matter how long it takes, I'm telling you, it's going to save you a lifetime of misery, angst, agony, crying. I'm telling you, y'all. Break it down. Break it down. And sometimes you don't even have to have a conversation with them, but it's for you to understand where they're coming from. Break it down. And if they get upset with you breaking down in regards to the lie that they state, then that means that they weren't telling the truth since day one. Because if I'm asking you a question, let's say we're having a conversation, right? And something wasn't right or said correctly in the conversation that was had here. Okay, I'll put it in this way. Let's say you're having a conversation with a narcissistic individual that you know is a liar here. You know for a fact because you can see through the signs here. And the moment that you ask a follow-up question based on the lie that they initially gave to you as an answer here, now they're upset. Now they're angry. Now they're trying to gaslight you. But I thought they said that the lie they spoke was the truth. So why would they get upset over the lie that they said was the truth? So you got to be penalized for seeing past their lies? Stay the fuck away from people like that. They don't mean you no good. None whatsoever. They don't mean you no good. Stay away from them. They sure can. They can't keep their lies straight, JB says on YouTube. You're so right. Yeah, because it brings shame. Dog eat their shame. Yes. Dog eat their shame. Now they want to hold a grudge against you for speaking truth. And that's why they're in the predicament that they're in. Good. Due to social conditioning. They were socially conditioned to lie. That's how society wants you to be. Most or some, whoever, however. They want you to be socially conditioned to accept a lie as truth. No. Lie do more harm and damage than the actual truth. Truth sets you free. Truth gives you another alternative, another option, another choice. Not lies. Truth. So with the social connection and self-sabotage here, based on they want to be in the in crowd because lying is trendy. It's very trendy. So you know the sheeples are going to go where the lies are trendy or whatever's trending because they want to be in the in crowd. They want to conform and be complacent to lies. And that's fine. That's okay. But don't include the divine collective in your foolishness and your malarkey, your nastiness, malarkey. your nastiness, karmic. Do what you want to do on the opposite side. Leave us alone. Stay away from the divine collective. We don't want no parts of you. Stay far away. We have energy drain, bad vibes. Poor investment. It's funny because it say poor investment. And then it says wrong person, right person. Wrong person, right person, poor investment. You were the wrong person to mess around on or with when it came to their lives, but you were also the right person that could have finished this job or this task. Double-edged sword. And all the way around, they made a poor investment. So now they're numb. I can't. We don't give a flying up and stop crying over the collective. We don't want you, karmic. We don't care about you. So stop crying over the collective. Ain't no sorry is going to get out of this. You're going to sit there. You're going to eat your crow. You're going to eat it well. Eat your crow. Now make sure you get every last bite. Y'all my type of peoples, you know? Give it to me straight. Let me know what's up. Oh, okay. Oh, well. Tell me it straight. Give it to me. Tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. Because that's the quickest way you're going to get the hell up out my life and my energy. I don't like liars. I don't play with liars. I don't deal with liars. Stay the hell up out my energy. If you come around me with that, oh, baby, it's game on. Because I'll make you feel very vulnerable with your lies. I'm so for real. I'm so for real. I don't play with that. Stay away from me with lies. We got crop circles, messages, curiosity, and signs. And they were receiving the signs from you not to lie to you. You may even told this person, you don't have to lie to me. Just tell me the truth. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you the truth. Why won't you believe me? Yeah, whatever. You got to put on a performance just for someone to say, oh, you should believe me. I don't believe you. I don't. Especially if they have a track record of lying. Somebody can be born on the 27th day. You can be born on the 9th month, September. Maybe born on September 27th. Take that how that resonates. Your life path number could be a 9. Life path number could be a 3. Or a 2 or a 7. You could be watching 227. We have Nagas, lovers, erotica, sensuality. I can't show this on YouTube. So I'm going to have to do it like this. I can't show it because she's naked on here. All they want to be wrapped up is in lust. Lies of lust. And to me, from my personal point of view, I feel like a person that lies is so disgusting. I feel like their energy is so dirty, it's unclean, it's unkempt. A person that lies. A person that lies is willing to do anything possible to keep their dirt from being exposed. And that tells me that that person is very dirty in spirit, mind, body, and soul. And I don't want anything to do with that. They're so dirty that they're willing to do everything possible to keep their dirt from being exposed. You can hide dirt but for so long. Dirt can be hidden but for so long. Until you actually see the griminess and the nastiness and the smelliness. You be like, ew, it smells. Some people lie so much you can actually smell the reekness of the lies that they speak. That's a real thing too. You smell of lies, literally, figuratively, metaphorically. Someone's name is Amber. You could be from Augusta or Austin. Your name's Austin or Cornel or Cornelius. I'm hearing Albert. Someone's name is Rebecca with a K or Kirby. Kirby, K-E-R-B-Y or K-I-R-B-Y, Kirby. You could be playing Kirby from, I believe that's Sega Genesis, I believe, Kirby. Y'all gonna have to help me out with that one, okay? I'm also seeing Double Dragon. So somebody likes to play those older school games. Double Dragon was on Nintendo or Atari, I believe. All right, then we have resilient, bold, and sassy. That's you. You're like the Fifth Element. You remember that movie called Fifth Element? And they needed that woman. I don't remember. It's been a long time, okay? But in that movie, The Fifth Element, they needed that girl to stand in the middle of the... They were trying to save the Earth from being destroyed by an asteroid or some kind of something. And they needed that fifth girl or the fifth element to kind of stop it in its thing. That's you. Lebo, thank you. Or Lilu. Lilu, thank you. Lilu, yes. That's it. You're the fifth element that a lot of people didn't even think existed. And that can be spun in many different ways. Earth, wind, fire. Earth, wind, fire, air, ether. You won't have to break that down how you need to break that down, because I'll be here all day breaking that down. But I'm going to stop right there. I have Pisces. Yes, with Chris Tucker, yes. Yep, Virgo and Bruce Willis. Aquarius. Taurus. And the older guy that were trying to stop the occurrences from happening to Earth, he didn't understand how to get the blocks to open. But when he stopped in front of the block and he sighed. And when he sighed, he realized the little part came out. And then when he did it again, that was the air or the wind. And the other guy, he was sweating. So he took a little bit of his sweat and he put it over top of the block. The water came out. And then Earth, he got it from the floor. He put it on top of the block and the block came out. But you know what I mean? The missing person, or the fifth person, or the fifth element was Lilu. Cancer. Taurus. Aries. Libra. Okay, so if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab your copy of this book. It's called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It is currently available on Amazon for you to grab. All right, Wisdom Beyond Wounds was a workbook or a shadow workbook that was created to help you to guide yourself out of narcissistic shadows that you might not even be aware that you've experienced here. So this is why I created this book. But yet again, it's on Amazon, Wisdom Beyond Wounds. Okay, you can just look me up, Adana Bernard. You can just look me up, but it is on there. Also with my other books that I have created as well too. I also have Ink and Emotions, a poetry journal. All right. 2 great books that you should have access to, that you should acquire to help you to enhance the qualities of your life. Okay, so if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. See y'all next time. Thank you, Instagram and also Facebook. I will see you on the next one. Thank you. and YouTube. Love, love, love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you on the next one.